We thought we'd have a day off. Oh, just been a big week. Janet was out on marine rescue all day yesterday, and we had this monster storm last night. And I was down there, as you can see, I'm covered in dust, but I was down there grinding the seam down there on the ladder with the grinder, and fair income. I reckon lightning hit about 50 feet away. It was pretty horrendous. It scared the shit. There's another flash. Wow, it is serious. We have had some massive storms the last couple of weeks. We're talking 300 mil in an hour, 12 inches of rain in an hour. Night before last, and then this afternoon, mate, this thing's just hit. Wow, it is a beast. So right now, I'm very happy to be in my Faraday cage. Oh, there's another big flash. Oh, it's close. It's right on top of us. And my Faraday cage, my tent. So I should technically be safe in here. No guarantees of that. I just lost the will to live up at work, came home, had a really nice night, didn't we? Sat around, watched a movie, went for a paddle this morning, paddling back up the creek. We meet our neighbour from our mooring and our house here, and tell them what happened, Jen.
He happened to mention that our boat got struck by lightning last night in the storm, and there was smoke coming out of it. They put a fire extinguisher on it and called us, but didn't leave a message. Anyway, we're going back to see what damage is done. Interim's been cooked.
We're worried. I'm going to go and get a respirator just in case, but apparently there's smoke billowing out of it, sparks flying everywhere. We're on the rescue mission. I was going to work today. I actually got to the point I felt that guilty about not going to work, and then I was still dealing with boats. Freaking over it.
Stop whinging.
All these other, look, there's like a 60-foot mast over there. There's heaps of boats there. Why can't it hit one of them?
Well, maybe it did.
Bastard. No, it didn't. It hit us. That's just Janet and me taking one for the team. Let's go and see if it's been burnt out, because I fear that the inside's going to be toxic and acrid. Get in and stop giving me instructions. I'm a professional kayaker. Well, I was. Almost capsized at getting in.
Can you hang on to the side, please?
Can you just get in the boat? Let's go and deal with this bloody lightning strike. At least it's exciting. I was getting a bit of shorter content for this week. I thought organise a storm to zap the lightning. So this could be an anticlimax. Unlike a lot of the videos where they actually blow out $50,000 electrics, we've got no electrics. We've only got a little motor in there, but we'll go and see.
Us is a bit excited, I think.
There's a lot of people making content out of nothing out there, and we're one of them.
And this is Gary's boat. This is the guy that let us know that our boat got hit by lightning and went over with a fire extinguisher. So, don't know, it looks alright, and it looked alright when we went past it this morning, but...
Blown our owl off.
Oh, it was only plastic, smashed. Don't worry.
Owlie's gone. He's gone. Oh no.
Wow.
Our wind instrument's been cooked. Shit, look at the marks. It's got like black burn marks. Oh wow.
Where? Oh yeah.
Still floating though, darling. This could be the biggest anti. Oh, look at the hole in the back.
Where?
There.
Oh wow, look. Hurry.
I wonder if that's when Gary's come over. Well, there's Owlie down in a pool of fire extinguisher powder that they've dispersed with their fire extinguisher. So we opened up our bimini and there's wasp nests and everything in here, but check this out. We got a little microbat living in here, and
I can smell his burn.
he has survived the lightning strike, this poor little dude. You are one very lucky little bat. Check him out, isn't he gorgeous? Oh, dude. You can piss off though.
Oh, don't be like
He's
that.
shitting all over my bimini.
I know we're all masked up. This could be freaking a disaster. It could be absolutely nothing. Like most of the shit on YouTube, it could be pretty unexciting. But anyway, here we go. Have a look. God knows what we're going to find in here.
Oh. Look how black it all is.
Look at that. Our washboard has been cooked. That's what was on fire. Look at that. Soot. The washboard is burnt. Shit. Wow. Molten bilge hoses. Far out. That's pretty bad. Righto. I think Gary's fire extinguisher saved us.
Yeah.
Because without that it would have burnt. There's no doubt it would have been gone. I'll just show you.
Wow.
That's our hand pump for our bilge. I've no idea what that is. The bilge hose. God, he put the fire extinguisher in it, because it would have just sunk. It's burnt out the wooden bulkhead here. Oh man! Holy shit! Wow! It's gone through the electrics and cooked it. All the current's pushing. Can't believe it's, look at this. Look at this. The black shit. Look at this. That whole bulkhead's cooked. There's shit, look at that underneath it. Oh man. We owe Gary a carton of beer for that. Oh. Well, there you go.
Something to be said for no electronic motors. That was sitting right beside with 2 litres of fuel in it. Unleaded fuel, by the way, not diesel, so very flammable. How the friggin' hell that didn't catch on fire is beyond me. Unbelievable. Well, that could have been a shocker. It's not good. It's not good at all. But it lives to fight another day, Interim, and it's a good job it's called Interim because it's been an interim for a long time. And at least the motor's working, and we're going to take it up to home, get it. I'll go up and get the trailer out of the factory, and we'll drag it out and yeah, take it to work and get distracted fixing this, so we can at least have some fun while we're building the other one. Janet's smiling because I turn into a complete wreck whenever there's a bit of stress, and oh, I'm sorry, honey. Sorry, darling. Love you. God help us when we're out on the ocean, everybody, because you have no idea what happened about 10 minutes ago. I just lost my shit. So I've just pulled up out the front. There's a little boat ramp here. There's one really good reason to own a trailer sailor. If you're going to buy a little boat, buy a trailer sailor with a swing keel, because this, I can race up and grab our trailer and pull this up out of the water. Otherwise, it's around about $1,000 to lift out, it's $1,000 to put it back in, and then you've got time in a boatyard. I'm able to pull it out for nothing, and that is an absolute winner. It was all Janet's idea though. It's all your idea, darling. What, to get a trailer sailor. Yeah, I think it's been a really good one.
I have all the good ideas.
So yeah, save yourself some bickies. If you're young and you want to do some boat, she's for sale. Janet's got hold of the forestay, which currently is unattached. I've got to let Janet come to me a little bit. Now you hold on to it. Don't come forward, you need to stay right back. Right back. Got it? So I have to step down. Got it? Yeah. Don't lower him to me. Can't tell whether it's filming or not. Keep lowering just like this. Be easy with somebody else. Right. Oh, yes, did film, cool. It's that easy, eh? The editing makes it look easy. Now we've got the mast sitting on this this bimini rack I've got here. All I have to do is pull the pin out there and we slide it forward and set it up on the pulpit and we can drive away. This is the beauty. No cranes, no boatyard help, no boatyard cost. Janet just said, can you stop filming because it gets really dull. Me filming and repeating myself. I said, well, the reason why is because I'm cutting it. And she said, it's usually me that has to put up with that. I said, yeah, well, the viewers don't need to hear that, do they, Jen? No, okay. Looking good. Righto, so we're going to go and drag Interim out of the water. I've got the truck ready here with the trailer on, and the boat ramp's just over here, so I'm about to pull it out. That's her in the distance over there, so I'll paddle out to her and bring her in.
There he goes, trying to get it all ready. He's got the anchor up, bringing it in. I can't keep it on for very long because we're almost out of battery. Well done. Yeah.
Now I've designed my helm station with a line or spaghetti box in mind, and this is about all the real estate that I can give that opening. It's not really ideal. I'm gonna have to come up with some other sort of a bag or something to catch the excess, because I'm bringing absolutely everything back to the helm. This isn't going to be anywhere near enough. It's not so much the depth of it, it's got enough there for probably 3 or 4 good lines and sheets, but it certainly doesn't have enough to hold all of them, so I'll be having to come up with some sort of a secondary bag. I'm not really sure how that's going to work, but for this, that's about as big as I can cut out. And the reason why it has this shape here is because I need to make sure that I get plenty of structure in this corner here, because that's actually the area of the helm that's going to be wanting to lift up like this. So I've got to be mindful of all of those facts. So I'm going to cut this out, and that's going to pretty much have to be it, I think. It is 3 feet deep, it's got tons of depth, it just doesn't have a huge opening, and the other bloody problem is that it's in behind the helm wheel, and a lot of them are, but I'll really have to come up with some other solution. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with it, because I don't have a lot of area here. Maybe it'll have to be here somewhere. I've got this downhill ramp here, which is not an ideal scenario. I wish it was flat, and then I could, you know, build something on top of it, but you know, in reality I could always cut into the bedroom below, and I might go and have a look at that and see what's actually underneath there. So we'll have a look in here. I actually glued this roof in yesterday, still waiting for some epoxy to go off. But this roof here is where that line box would have to be. Yeah, I don't think that's a good option either. Not really sure what I'm going to do. I might have to come up with something on the outside of this and sacrifice a bit of foot room, or perhaps something under the seat. Perhaps under the helm seat, maybe that might be an idea. Really, it's really a complicated thing. I mean, I could potentially bring some down into here, but then I'm exposing this cabin to moisture and water, and that's not ideal either. So yeah, a bit stuck, but I'll cut that out and I'll work on that, and then you know, we'll work that out when we come to rig the boat. I think it might be a nice bag attached to the side of the frame or something like that. I'm sure I can source something these days. So nice to be able to dress something up with some real product rather than Ross-made stuff, stuff that I've had to fabricate. I've finally started to get to the point where I can start to piece stuff together. I've been outside sanding it for the last 2.5 hours, just getting it all to the point that I can actually put a couple of layers of finishing cloth on it. And that's going like that 100 gram, it's almost like a woven roving that you'd make surfboards out of. It's always good to put that down over the top of my existing laminate, and what that does is it gives you a beautiful smooth finish to go and sand, and then finally do a nice fairing job. And I don't want to put too much fairing on, because that always leads to brittleness, and you know, a complicated shape like this is going to need a lot of work. Got to be happy with it. Just getting the thing to the point where it actually looks like it's supposed to look is really cool. And once it's fair, I'll be able to then spray a couple of layers of gel coat, a layer of gel coat and a layer of flow coat on it, and then I can sand it back and polish it up. So let's see how that goes. I do need to leave about a 50mm margin all the way around the areas that are going to be joined to the boat, so I'm going to be masking that up before I spray it. But for now, I'm going to get a layer of that surfboard cloth on it, just to make it all look nice and even, give it a light sand with some 240 grit sandpaper, and then I'll basically be able to get into the fairing process of it. But yeah, looking great. Nice to get the gear out and do a bit of a fit. I'm going to do a bit of an experiment here. And you know, it feels pretty good. Now, the thing is, I'm actually not painting this. So I'm not overly worried about a couple of little indentations because I'm putting on gel coat and that's actually going to be quite thick. So short of mixing up a fairing compound, a fair and the whole thing and sand that down, which I'm going to have to do anyway, I'm going to spray a layer of gel coat on it. And what that's going to do is basically give me a white finish that I can then start to sand down, and then ultimately I'm going to put some fairing compound on it straight after it and get the thing fair. I just want to get the thing sealed up. I think just giving it a coat of gel coat is going to firstly show me where all the high and low spots are. I'll be able to run a straight edge over the top of it, and then I'm going to go back and then fill it. But yeah, it's as smooth as. It's pretty amazing how smooth it is. Now, fairing compound, obviously, if you're dealing with heavier weaves, such as 400 double bias, or you know, some of your biaxials and stuff like that, then fairing compound is going to fill all the holes. That surfboard cloth, that 2 layers, is smooth as. It's pretty friggin' fantastic. So I'm going to give this a quick spray with some gel coat, and yeah, it's going to transform it, but it's also going to show me all those spots, and then I'll be able to just start to work on that from there. Let's see how that goes. So I thought I'd bring it up and see what it looks like. It needs some serious sanding. I've just started giving it some detailed sanding before I fair it. And yeah, it's looking really fantastic, to be honest. I mean, I'm pretty happy with that. That is going to look like it belongs. Yeah, it already looks like it belongs, other than the margins around it. And once it gets all polished up, as you can see, there's a couple of rough spots in the middle here, and certainly over on the side there. But you know, that's fairing. Just always got to keep fairing. I've just spent 4 hours sanding and fairing this stinker after its original, or its first spray up yesterday, and I've got a couple of little divots, but it's actually not looking too bad. There's a couple of areas, a couple of low spots here that I'll be working on while it's in place up there. I'm going to put it back in place to get it out of the way, and a couple of low spots here. So it's amazing when you put a layer of gel coat on how that can, I mean, it was already pretty flat, but it did need to be filled. And obviously I can see all the low spots now pretty markedly, and that's going to be pretty simple to fair out. I just absolutely hate fairing, and I spared you the arduous nature of it. But yeah, you can see it's got a couple of little spots on here, but it's looking pretty good actually. Its feel is good, and a couple of definite spots that need to be dealt with as we go along. And that is me done for the day. It's not quite right yet, but it's coming along, and it really looks the part. Now, it actually looks like it always has been there. Well, it will once I integrate it and get it sprayed up. But you can see I had a few low spots down in here. It's funny when you think something's reasonably fair, but the nice thing about that finishing cloth is we get this beautiful sort of sandable finish without putting in a lot of filler, and that's what I was always aiming for. I hate filler. I hate just bogging stuff for the sake of it. It always cracks, it always lets go. This way I'm putting minimal material on, and it'll be a quick spray of gel coat, and then a quick spray of flow coat, and then I'll be able to polish that back and get it back to something polish finish like this. And that's what every modification really needs to start to look like. But yeah, bloody happy with how that's coming up. I've got a little part I've got to fill in here, but you know, that's no issue. That can be done from within. The underside of it, I'm actually probably just going to sand it and flow coat it, just with some grey flow coat, just to keep it all neat and tidy. But yeah, I've really come a long way this week. It's been a week of bloody hard work to get all of that geometry right. It has been a really pleasing process. This has taken me a lot of work to get this helm station right, and you look at the geometry, I think it actually fits. It belongs with the shape of the boat, and I've got a lot more to do, but that's a massive milestone. I hope you think so as well, and let me know what you think. I've gone from having no one here to a team today. I've got Zach back. He's back.
I'm back.
Back from New Zealand.
Yes.
Yeah, he's been in New Zealand. He's been over there securing a new home for themselves, isn't you?
Yep.
All ready to do a bit more wiring, mate?
Ready to jump right into it.
Fantastic. Get into it. No time to rest. And Ellen's finished her uni degree, and it's all over for Ellen. She's about to take off for a year on a travelling trip with Zach in New Zealand, moving to New Zealand to live. And so she said, I'll come and help you, Dad. So I gave her the shittiest job I could have done, cleaning the road basin's dirt. Look at this. we've got a scaffolding company behind us and the wind blows all the road base all over the boat, and I just couldn't live with it any longer. I wasn't going to clean it, but I had to. So Ellen's into it. Thanks, Ellen. Get into it, darling. Get into it. All right. And I'm going to get back into work. Right into it.